Tranquility, brought to you by Sahaj Mug.
Good evening, welcome to Tranquility. In the last few episodes, we were witnessing how we all would love and like to lead a very comfortable and easy life. But yet, we are struggling to see how the monkey mind works.
That's true. I agree with you. However, the monkey mind can be trained through meditation.
We also discussed the importance of the heart, living by the heart, and meditating on the heart.
Today on the show, we have an esteemed panel of people who have been practicing heart-based meditation for quite some while now.
It will be interesting now to hear their experience and what they have to say. I would like to introduce you to Mr. Christian Dur, Mrs. Véronique Nicolai, Sepi de Safavi, and Jafar Al-Salman. Welcome to the show. We would like to know now from all of you how meditation helped you and experiences that you gained during your meditation. We will be very happy that if you can share it with us.
For me, I think I'll use the example of it has helped me tremendously at work. I mean, in life in general, it has helped me a lot in feeling more connected and feeling more expansive in who I am and how I experience myself. But on a practical level, I would say at work. And what it's done is helped me shift my view and how I interact and bring a sense of comfort with people I'm interacting with. Because I work in an environment that's quite stressful and people are, everyone, not, it's just the nature of the work we do. People are stressed all the time and under a lot of pressure. And what I found is meditation, and when I'm doing my practice regularly, my energy changes. And when I come to work, I find people flock, a lot of time come to my office all the time because they feel comforted for some reason. And I think that's the effect of the meditation, which makes me calmer, and by effect impacts other people that I'm working with. So it's been tremendous. And that way, I've actually, a lot of places I've worked, I've had a lot of people who ask me what you do, and I say meditation, and they get started and try it on their own, by example, by seeing how it changes me. Because from day to day, when I don't practice regularly, that effect is not as profound, even though we carry the effect for a while. But the regularity really makes me see how it is deeply changing me, and by that, changing everything around me.
Yeah, I think meditation can take you through so many profound experiences that will leave a notable impact on our lives. But I find that the most effective is that you learn through meditation that living is an art, and it guides you on how to perfect that art. The art of, number one, of becoming a full-fledged human being. How to develop the noble character that is full of love and compassion to your fellow human beings. You know, like the saying goes, we cannot become gods, but we can become perfect human beings, and that is the closest to God. So the art of living, how to become a loving and effective member of this universe, I think that will be the biggest contribution to this existence. That's what I think. I don't know what you feel. There is so many experiences that we can encounter and go through, you know, and
it's true.
Most of them are very...
Actually, what comes to my mind when I started meditation quite early when I still studied, and my focus increased. So actually I was kind of starting to save time through meditation. So the work efficiency, one could say, maybe somehow became better and better. And as you said, Jafar, there are so many profounder levels than this. That's a very, let us say, not superficial level, but on this level it really works wonders. Another experience for me was when I was quite confused with girls, and I didn't know how to choose my wife. And there were so many, you know, and I all liked them. And when I met my wife, my future wife, and I was reflecting in my heart about her, I felt very, very peaceful. There was no excitement. There was not this usual excitement about this emotional business, one could say. But my heart felt peaceful. And I mean, she's a wonderful person, but there were some character traits which I did not like so much of her at this time. But when my mind came into the game, the heart said, "Stupid fellow, listen to their heart." And the heart felt peaceful. And I followed this advice, fortunately.
That's a great story. I am still amazed after so many years at the actually the impact it has on the daily life. So for me there's a change on a very long time frame where people from outside especially tell you, oh, you have changed. But for me it's like when I come back home and the kids are coming and your husband is coming too and you're already exhausted, and women, we have this second shift, we have to handle the evening and the homeworks and the pressure, and if I do just half an hour, 20 minutes meditation at that time, it totally changes my evening. And I'm amazed every day that I can handle with much more lightness. And like you said, you first, balance yourself, calm yourself, and there's peace in you, it immediately reflects. That's for me amazing every day, really. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I think, I hear that I've been doing this practice for a long time, and I hear that from everyone I talk to, and I have experienced it myself, that I sit down to meditate and I have thoughts. And these thoughts I'm having a hard time, pushing them to the side. And that's a challenge because that's your 1 hour that you want to sit down and connect with yourself and enjoy it. But when you have all these thoughts coming, you're not able to actually go into the deeper meditation, which is the enjoyable part of it. And it is something I hear from everyone. I think it's universal. It's a human condition. And no matter how long you've been doing it, depending on what's going on in your life, it could come up again, at some point. So that's the challenge. That's the real challenge that I've experienced. However, what you do to get around it, I think, is just to do it. Just continue to sit, continue to try, continue to, follow your heart, which is you want to meditate. You could have some days that are tougher and harder for whatever reason, but not to let that become something that you're worried about or something that you keep coming, wondering what's wrong with me. But just, it's a condition I'm having today. It's something that I'm experiencing this week. But as long as I continue to sit, this is going to change. And that exactly, in fact, does happen. And we see that your condition, your experience of meditation changes all the time. So the challenge is all those changes that sometimes we're not quite sure, we're not in control of, and then we might panic or wonder what to do about it. But all to do is just to be present, accept, and continue to do. And that's how I've experienced it.
You know, it's so true for me also. In the beginning, all these thoughts were bothering me, and it's also kind of natural, I would say, because the moment we close our eyes, we don't have our attention on outer things. So all the thoughts which have been buried in the subconsciousness risk to come up. And for me, the most challenging thing in the beginning was to sit for longer than maybe 15 or 20 minutes for meditation. And I just couldn't. I was too active, I got bored. But somehow I was not satisfied with the effect of the meditation. So at a certain point I decided to set an alarm clock and to increase it, step by step until 45, 50 minutes. And sometimes this span between the start of the meditation and the end of the meditation was just terrible. I could not sit anymore, but I didn't force myself too much, but I really insisted on meditating for a longer time. And actually what I discovered step by step, that it is not the process, it is the result of the meditation which counts. So I made a kind of an experiment. I meditated for 15 minutes and then saw how deep I felt, my inner state, how it had changed. And then I meditated for half an hour, 45 minutes, and compared. And even if the process was not always nice, the result of the longer meditation was much better than only 15 minutes. And then step by step, I could meditate longer.
So sometimes we sit, but we don't really meditate. And that's also okay.
That must be okay, because how can we start and be able to meditate from the beginning?
Also, I like this analogy, that the brain is actually like a muscle. So the brain's function is to think. So when we sit and we meditate, it has to release something. And it releases our thoughts that we've been thinking for so long, So it's a natural process. So to train ourselves to let it go out, and when it comes to the surface, it's because it's going. So we let it go, and that takes a little time. And sometimes, still now, after so many years, I have an hour of only thoughts, and that's okay. What to do? It happens to all of us.
But still you feel better afterwards.
Yes,
no?
yeah. Yes. I still try to sit, like you said.
So like the result is always there.
Yeah.
After a certain.
Yeah.
In the last few episodes, we discussed the importance of the heart, a place where we can find our inner joy and peace. Why the heart is so important as a tool in our meditation?
From my Western upbringing, I don't think I was raised into thinking about the heart at all. And it's all about the mind in the West, how you get educated, how you develop your vocabulary, your thinking, your critical thinking. So this idea of the heart was very, very foreign to me. And I know it's different in the East, and I think it's very much in the West. So it was a discovery for me that actually when I had my first meditation, something happened here. I was so amazed. And I just felt like, wow, this is actually, I tried to meditate on my own, and then I was all in my head, which I think was the only thing I knew how to do. And then when I tried with a trainer in heartfulness, and then something happened here, and I just wanted to wake up the entire city and say, like, come on, guys, it's not about knowing, it's about feeling. I mean, now of course I can feel that it's all about the heart, but I didn't know it. I had to discover it by experience.
We believe that the heart is the seat of the soul.
Yeah.
You know. In itself, the heart means the center of anything. It means the core. It means the root or the essence. So the heart is the center of a person. You know, if you notice, if there is hurt or praise, it's first felt in the heart. If a person is insulted, you know, one feel hurt. If a person is praised, one feel elated, and it takes place in the heart. Sufis, they believe that the journey to God takes place within the chambers of the heart. You know, more than that, they believe that it is the place where the lover and the beloved meet and share the ecstasy of union. Such importance has been placed for the heart. It's the core of your existence.
Yeah, I thought I didn't have this exposure because
Yeah.
I mean, but actually it's there too. You know, if you look at the Christ, it's all about the Sacré-Cœur, you know, the heart.
Yes.
So it's there, but I didn't see it this way. So I had to make the discovery myself.
Even the mind takes refuge
In the heart. Yeah, now I know this way you have to.
If you noticed
Yes.
that now how the mind relaxes, it's because you focus on the heart. Then the mind is relaxed gradually.
It's nice to. I think now in the society we kind of really integrate it. We have to. You know, there's enough ground for people to realize that it's not all about
I'll
the mind.
tell you, there is a poem of Rumi, Maulana Jalaluddin Rumi. He says, "I'm so small. How can I bear all this loving?" And the answer comes, look at your eyes. They are small, yet they can see enormous distances. This is how the heart is. It is created to contain the love of God, the Almighty, this little heart of ours. You know, such is the greatness of the heart. You know, yeah. So that is the same what all the Sufis, they place so much importance, and in heartfulness also you move to the heart. You let the mind relax, you move to the heart. Gradually the mind will be tamed and harnessed. Then you will enjoy the real essence and beauty of the mind.
The heart can be cultivated with love and joy. However, like the mind, the heart also needs to be trained.
So it's a good point, you know. I actually had never really thought of it that way, about training my heart, but now listening to this question makes me think that we've been probably doing it without really realizing that's what we're doing. But what I was thinking is, you know, where you're putting your attention, where you're putting your focus or your intention, you know, in a way. So if something happens to you that creates a hurt, as Jaffa was saying, you know, we feel it first in the heart. A lot of times people's reaction is to close the heart immediately, right? And so that limits everything. That limits the development of the heart in a way when you close it, because you're not connected. You're not. That's not the function of the heart. The function of it is to be bright and open. And also, by the same token, you know, where we put our focus. Are we, you know, going after mundane things that, you know, the desires that we can connect to the heart in many ways, which is not bad necessarily, but can we go even beyond that, right? So for me, again, meditation was a tool to help me open my heart. In a way, it created a safe environment. I felt safe. I was like, I can open my heart here. This is all I am taken care of. There's nothing to protect myself from or be worried about. I mean, that was the effective transmission, I think, that I was feeling. So opening the heart really opened me up, and I think you then experience life in a completely different way. And then from that, you realize, wow, there are other things that I can connect in the heart to, other than the worldly desires we could be following, which to a certain extent we need to, right? Because we're human, we're alive, physical body, right? But there are other aspects, the more esoteric part, the divine love, the experience of being connected to everyone and everything. And that's the training that I see for the heart in a way which happens naturally, without effort, through the practice of meditation.
Yeah, without effort.
Exactly. But what do you think?
Well, I just was thinking about children. When you look at them, they are so, when they are, let us say, in their normal state, they are so happy and joyful. There's this saying that it's the original state of the soul is joy and happiness. And I mean, I just need to observe my children. They are mostly in this state. Not always, I mean, life is not a one-way thing. Observing children, that's the original state, I would say, they are in. And when we grow older and older, we leave this original state. And for me, that's the reason why we need to meditate, is to come back to our original state, I would say. To unbecome in a way. And what is life? Life is all about feelings. We experience different feelings. When we kind of manage to tune to the positive feelings, we'll be much more happy. And amazingly, funnily, we can have, let us say, 10 positive experiences in a day, and one negative one, and that's a scientific research which has been made. This one negative experience risks to mess our whole day, because we are trained by our stupid mind, I would say, to focus on this one. And meditation, somehow it really helps to, let us say, amplify the positives and
to detach yourself from them. Surround. Go on, sorry for the interruption.
That's what I wanted to say. That's my point.
Yeah,
About the feelings.
yeah,
It's all about feelings, and
yeah.
the meditation is such a great tool to take care of our feelings and focus on the positives and diminish, or how do you say, to reduce.
And become. Yeah.
Heartfulness is needed. We need heart in this world. That's what's missing. It's time.
That's your inner conscience. If when you're going to do something, it has to feel right. And it has to feel right in your heart.
Whether it's family, whether it's friends, whether it's professional life, I think the heart is at the center stage, in all honesty, of what matters.
Happy.
Balance, more light,
Total well-being.
closer to God.
Adventure and a rhythm that you get into and feel and explore, and then once you come out the other end, you say, this is not too bad at all.
The importance of the heart cannot be described by the words, mere words. It cannot be measured. Living by the heart is how it will lead us to a more peaceful and harmonious way of living.
While living by the heart is the key to success and happiness, but we still seem to struggle with it due to our mind.
Meditation on the heart has been one of the most effective way of restoring and finding that inner connection and inner joy and harmony. In the few next episodes, we will discuss about how the technique of meditation on the heart can be easily adapted into our lives. We really appreciate your presence. was very useful to us. I'm sure that our viewers will benefit for all these experiences and all the knowledge and wisdom that you shared with us. And hopefully we would like to invite you again in some more panel discussions and enjoy your presence into the studio. Thank you very much.
Thank you, dear panelists, for being on the show with us and sharing your insights with all of us. They have been very useful to us, and I'm sure they'll be very useful to the viewers too. See you all, same time, same day, next week.
Thank you. Goodbye.
To face the challenges of life.
Tranquility, brought to you by Sahaj Mug.